My first realization was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I was still working at Florida State College, and I would have problems hearing people in a meeting, but never did anything about my hearing loss.
Having grandchildren, Linda and I have 8 grandchildren, and wanting to be able to talk to them and understand what they had to say also, it became increasingly apparent to me that I needed some sort of hearing correction.
When we met Dr. Raphael and Raymond had his hearing test first, we just walked away just so totally impressed and said, this is where we want to be. I'm not afraid that I'm not going to be able to hear, and I may look like a dumb person because I'm not responding correctly. But now that I have the hearing aids, I know that I will be able to respond to whatever we're conversing about.
I'm looking forward to being able to communicate with my grandchildren better in the future thanks to the hearing aid.
It's exciting to be with them and get involved in their enthusiasm and be a part of that and to hear it and to understand what's taking place when they're speaking to us.
And it makes me want to support an organization like the Speech and Hearing Center because of the work that they do with young children who have signs, who are showing signs of hearing and/or speech loss or impediment, and getting them at that critical point before it becomes critical. That situation can be reversed, and they're going to do better scholastically and some point occupationally, etc., because of the work of this organization.
Speeches, without it, we don't have any fundamentals of what life is about as far as, being with one another.
I just noticed that things weren't right after a while. And he was talking, he spoke early, he said mom when he was 5 months old, and he kept going on, but it didn't develop. He was getting frustrated, but I didn't realize, because you don't know when a child, what age with children, how they talk with you. We taught him sign language. And of course, want, more. They pick up on that food. I want the food. Other than that, it's still, the communication as he got older was much of an issue. He still has, even though his vocabulary, his language has picked up, he will still explode when he has those moments. His brain just shuts off. Linda does wonderful things with Miles. It's her techniques that she does with him. She lets him be himself, and she works with him from that. We went to a neighbor's house the other day. She had a yard sale in the front yard, and he just grabs her by the hand and starts talking to her, and then asks to go inside of her house and be shown around. And he gave her hugs, and he's just talking.
Being able to interact with our neighbor kids, and not have them say, well, why aren't you talking to us, and why don't you say anything to us? He's able to communicate with them, and it allows him to make more friends.
He talks so much now as like a normal child rambling. You're just like, hush, please hush. Just need a quiet time. And then you catch yourself going, wow, I remember those moments where I just wanted him to say something.
Before he came here, his speech was so broken that, he was getting frustrated not being able to communicate with us. And now that we have this great communication skill, it's been phenomenal.
For a child to learn what love is, and even though most of us don't even necessarily grasp it, but you learn it by feeling. I mean, it comes by saying it first, and you understand that the sayings are put with an emotion, and then it comes from, and they get to say it. It is warm. It's wonderful. You're like, did I just hear that? Did I just hear, I was like, that is so sweet.
I do anything for my son, and it's I guess we have our own communication of how we interact with one another, but being here, him coming to the speech center has just enabled that communication just to grow.